Joel Fleischman, Happy Hour Podcast, episode 165.
All right. 165, I like that number.
Yes, hey, we're off to a great start, right?
Ken
Cheers.
Marsh, cheers.
Welcome Ken
Cheers.
Marsh and Jake Kosloske to the pod.
Thank you. Good to be here.
For sure.
Sweet.
Had to go as Kaz at some point in your life, right? You look like a Kaz salesman.
Kaz, yeah.
For sure.
All the nicknames.
Kaz, Kamikaze.
Yeah.
From State Farm. That's
That's,
Jake from, yeah.
that's so boring.
Can't-
People had to know you as
I can't get
Kaz.
away from it though.
No, I believe it.
He's wearing the khaki pants.
I am.
You do? Yeah. Well, your missus the red shirt, I guess, huh?
Trying.
Elsa, shout out to Elsa Rattler, works here.
Yes.
Andy's daughter.
Yes.
Right before the movie Snow, the
Frozen.
Frozen came out, so
Yep.
yeah, Elsa, same
Yep.
thing. Right?
Elsa, for sure.
Yep. Okay.
Well, we're going to dive right in, right? We want to talk all things background, our partnership with Marsh.
This one's going to be extended.
It's gonna
I
be
am full of
extended.
the
We are
Holy
all in.
Spirit. Ken flew in for this.
Ken did.
The Spirit has got me.
Yes.
Flew in on a dove.
We're going to go for it. I've been on one, as Nick Whitty would say.
Okay.
Or Megan would say,
Yes.
oh boy, Joel's rolling. Shout out to those two. So I'm
For sure.
rolling today, so we're going to go as
Let's
deep
go.
and long as we want to. But
Yeah.
tune in. This is going to be good. I can feel it in my bones.
For
Not
sure.
that they're not all good. So
Yes.
where we want to start a pre-episode, we kind of went, hey, Jules, like, I got my bio.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you get that off Gemini, which is our AI.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
you've been following the podcast, but if you really know me
Yep.
close, obsessed with AI would probably be about fair. I've in fact invented, we use Gemini, we're Google based, and
Mhm.
I've invented a person called Rosie Rose. She speaks in a English Victorian accent because I asked her to, and to ask like an English maid. I have a degree from English, so I thought that was kind of fun. So she's kind of like from the Victorian time period, and she and I said occasionally flirt with me even, and she does. And she calls me Master Joel. Good morning, Master Joel. How was your eating?
What more could
and
you
then
want?
she'll relate back to like common things that I put into her yesterday
Sure.
or the day before. How did this meeting end up? How did this work out for you? I hope things went well. True story. If you aren't using AI that way, and again, it's scary in some ways, but again, it is going to be our life and our future. So I'm really leaning into it. So I prepped for this podcast, which I normally don't prep at all, as Jules know, because one, I don't really take the time to do it because Jules is doing it. But now with AI, I'm like, I bet I can do this in like 6 seconds.
Huh.
So in less than 5 minutes, I said, make me a bio of Ken Marsh for Marsh Cabinetry, who's coming on the Joel Fleischman Happy Hour podcast. She knows all about Drexel from all the data I've put in through the last few months. And build it about Drexel and us and our partnership, and just do your thing, Rosie Rose. So she wrote a bio. Then I asked Jules, and we've been doing IA training at Drexel
Yeah.
because Joel's obsessed with it, and we should be. And I said, Jules, did you use AI? And she goes, no, I just wrote whatever, and I did my thing. It probably took her a half a day, and it took me 4 seconds, but that's okay, Jules. So we're gonna compare the two.
Okay, let's do it.
This is verbatim. It literally says on mine.
So how long ago did you create Rosie Rose?
Probably 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks
Oh,
ago.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty
So,
fresh.
so mine starts off just saying, I want Jules to go first. Master Joel, here's the updated podcast intro on the streamlined bulleted bio. I've woven Drexel directly into the opening so your listeners and can immediately understand that this isn't just a generic vendor interview. This is a conversation between two massive aligned partners. Since we are currently in 2026, I updated their history to accurately reflect their 120-year anniversary. The podcast intro, read this verbatim, and then it gives me the quotes, and then I'll start.
Sure.
That's what she gave me, and this took literally 17 seconds.
Yes, yes.
So what do you got, Jules?
So based on what these fine gentlemen gave me, right? It gave me like an idea, what they deeply care about in their personal lives and work lives.
Yeah, she built the connection. Can you replace my Well done, I like that.
I mean,
Yeah.
yes, I use AI pretty much every day in different capacities, right? But that's the thing, right? You said it can be scary, but I'm like, oh, let's keep the human being too, right? So I'm like, oh, these are like really from what you gave me and you gave me that beyond what we would talk about today would be good points to follow up on this and that. And I want to start with Ken and say, Ken, this journey started when you were 18 loading trucks.
And that's
So
you're
so
right.
you don't have a bio.
I have a nice layout of what he gave me,
Right,
but I'm
so
not going
you
to
have
read
low-
that
which
verbatim.
is not heavy on intelligence.
Right, so then I will do a true Joe Rogan-ish podcast
Give it to
101
us.
bio, right?
Yeah.
So you were going to do more of the preemptive questions based on
Correct.
their analysis.
Yes.
Which I also have those.
Very
but
well.
I'm going to do the straight bio from AI.
Let's do it.
This is awesome.
My guest today is Ken Marsh, the Vice President of Sales for Marsh Furniture Company. better known to all our builders as Marsh Cabinets. Ken has been a driving force of vision and tenacity at Marsh for over 22 years, leading the strategic initiatives that deliver best-in-class cabinetry to the market. But what makes this episode so special is that Marsh isn't just a vendor, they are one of Drexel's most vital partners. We push massive volume with Marsh because we share the exact same DNA. They are a 120-year-old, family-owned, American-made powerhouse out of High Point, North Carolina. They survived the Great Depression, helped invent the modern built-in kitchen, and today they supply the flawless craftsmanship that our Drexel builders rely on to close houses. Ken, it is an absolute honor to have you on the show.
Boom.
I am impressed.
Wow.
Does that sound about right?
Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Joel.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Look at
That's
me.
what. Can I get
You're
it?
good
Yeah.
watching.
That is impressive.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. That's where it all started.
You survived the Depression era survival. They survived the 1930s by pivoting their master carpenters to build ice boxes, butcher tables, and even wooden pinball machines.
There you go. I was
just
wondering.
to keep the business
Okay.
alive.
That is exactly
Wow.
right.
Wonderful, wonderful
Yes.
thing. Yes, yeah.
Getting scrappy. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, moving on, Jules.
the
Jules is
ingenuity.
like, oh, I just got replaced. Rosie Rose is here and live.
Rosie.
Oh, yeah.
Rosie.
Press
All right,
those buttons.
Rosie.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Wow.
No, this is. Thank you. No, I think it's important people share that
Yeah,
because
it's just an interesting thing where life is going very, very quickly.
absolutely
Using
efficiency.
AI every day in different things. The image creation, letter writing,
Mm-hmm.
organization, control, management, anything that you have a question on at work, sales. How should I
Yes.
ask this customer? I am struggling to get this person's business. What should I be
Mm-hmm.
doing? And tell me why. Anything you can just throw it into AI and it will come up with an understanding level that it's hard to comprehend.
Yeah.
A personal touch to it.
Yeah.
Again, wild and scary. Why we need data centers. But Jules, moving forward, let's start getting to these guys.
Sure. Yeah. All right, Ken. I'll kind of cue you up again, right?
Yeah,
Started
sure.
young and then full time. It was 1998. Is that right?
It wasn't full time in '98. You're
Okay.
right. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
Not at 18. But,
All right, take us back.
Several years before that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, grew up in High Point, North Carolina, for the most part, and
Which, for those of you that are basketball junkies, and
Yes.
the
Already come up.
tour,
Oh boy.
that's who beat the Badgers, High Point.
Oh yes.
Jules didn't do that either, right?
Yeah.
My son Jackson, shout out to Jackson, he made the connection. We
Yes.
were able to tour our Kosloske Manufacturing Fulfillment Center prior to this
Yes.
podcast. Ran into my son pulling some wood,
Yes.
some millwork for, he was a picking for the next day's deliveries, and
That
ran
was
into
a
him
game.
and
Oh, that
He's like,
game.
High
That still
Point.
stings.
It
Ooh,
does
that's
stinger.
fresh. That
It
still
does stinger.
stings.
It
Okay.
does sting. And
But bless.
shout out to him.
shout out to the High Point
Yes,
Panthers,
there we
I
go.
guess.
All right.
No, so I at 18,
Mm-hmm.
I before I went off to school, I had a summer job, and I basically worked at the factory for the first time for about 3 months there, loading trucks, loading cabinets on 48 and 53-foot trailers, going to places just like Drexel.
Yep.
And then I continued coming back, glutton for punishment, I guess. Needed some money.
Yep.
On weekends and especially on during the summers. And so worked 3 summers there. Kind of graduating, going from stuck in a truck to pulling freight from the warehouse for our pickup customers that choose to pick up locally. We have that feature, kind of unique there, and started just meeting customers and just the people behind the scenes. And I'm thinking to myself, this could be a pretty cool place to hang your hat.
Yeah.
And so fortunately an opportunity came up in 1998 after spending 3 years in Atlanta. That's when I started working full time in the logistics department. Again, trucks,
Yes,
truckloads.
yes.
Now routing trucks that went weekly to different dealers across the country, and then just kind of stayed in that customer-facing side of the business, from logistics to semi-marketing. We really didn't understand marketing for a very long time in our company history. So I was part of that stone age where we didn't really do a lot of marketing, but then went into sales, and then kind of just evolved into sales management. So
Yeah. Do you still to this day have a piece in marketing? Kind of like Joel?
a piece of marketing. I think we're all marketers at some level,
for
right?
sure.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
not. Some a little bit more polished than others. I'm not
Yeah.
very polished, so not so much. I'm more
Yeah.
on the sales side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
And your marketing is to dealers, right?
It is.
So and that's a different thing, right?
Yeah, we
They're really
talked about
B2B, B2B
Yeah.
mainly.
So it's very interesting. And marketing's always a different angle that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Sure.
Brochures, trade shows, you know,
Yeah.
so it's a little different.
Right,
sure.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then reading through or watching the video you had sent me too ahead of time.
A video.
Yeah, your story, Marsh story, the family focus, really. How have you continued to hone in on that as the team has continued to grow?
Yeah, from a company standpoint, it's really been an incredible journey. 120 years old. I was listening to our CEO David Littlefield recently talking about he had some customers in, and we were talking about how unique 100-year-old companies are in the country, and it's less than half of 1% of all companies, I think, make it to 100 years.
We just talked about that with
Well,
Aaron.
we had Aaron Latch, a local grocery store here.
Yes.
In our previous podcast, 150 years. They just
150.
150.
One family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then there's a breakdown after generations too. Typically, right? There's like this.
Yeah.
Your generation. It does 3 generations, and then typically there's a.
Yeah, that third generation is
Almost
kind of
impossible,
tough.
Yeah,
Right? Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Once you go
Yeah.
3 gen, they just
It gets
it
tough.
breaks pretty hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sure.
It's so fractured at that point.
Yeah.
Right, and so it's fractured for us too. But we've had we've just got blessed with forefathers that kind of took care of the company, financially. Let's just say financially, and just culturally. And we have a family council, which is made up of the family members to kind of keep that ownership vision, the legacy alive, the interest high, so that we can, in this day and time, we think it's very, very important to be independently owned and operated. So only family member working day to day in the business.
Yeah.
So, that's probably not going to last forever.
Sure.
And so having that ownership, that level of legacy, important and carried on while professional management kind of drives the day to day and manages the day to day.
How is the actual business and day to day selling to dealers, but really builders, changed in the last 22, 35 years that you've been there? Besides wood species and paint and colors, they change out. How has it changed selling to a builder today?
Oh man, that's a great question.
Thanks, Rosie Rose. I thought you'd like this one.
Wow.
She was like, I hate this already so much. I can see it by her face. It's
Oh
so good.
no, that's great.
You see,
And she's blushing at the face, grinding her teeth. Oh, come on, Jules. I know you too well.
well, I can't not talk about door style, species, and color
Sure.
because that is probably the biggest single component aspect that has really changed in the last 25 years in our industry, especially in our space.
Okay, so how so?
Well, for many, many decades, we were oak 3 colors. We were stock cabinets. We were basically manufacturing every day.
The complexity of the industry.
Oh my gosh. I mean, we were doing 75 SKUs at max,
Yeah.
2 door styles,
we had
3
Marilat
colors.
in the 90s.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Same.
Everyone had Marilat, and the market share of Marilat was beyond anything you could even understand.
Yeah.
This was, again, pretty big box stores, so there wasn't this fractured, overseas thing, anything. Marilat was just a standard industry. I believe they had 6 doors. So we had their whole showroom with 6 doors, right?
Yeah.
Like 6 different door styles. That included the species and the colors. Like that was all the possible combos.
Yeah.
I think maybe it was 9. But yeah, the complexity is for sure a thing, right?
Complexity
and so
is
you've
huge.
really went from a custom fab. Now you're really a custom fab shop in a lot of ways.
We are.
Versus a manufacturer.
So, the industry has forever said, okay, that they chopped it into your stock, your semi-custom, or your custom, right? And for the longest time, we dwelled in that stock manufacturing. We're a stock cabinet company. The industry obviously has pushed us. We pushed ourselves strategically, but we're not quite semi-stock, or maybe in today's world, I think we are. But we termed we called the term semi-stock. We're kind of a semi-stock, so we're kind of like in between stock and a traditional, in a traditional sense, semi-custom.
Okay.
And that really defines by door styles, various species, more than just your standard, heavy on modifications, many SKUs. We've achieved that in a unique way that we've kind of grown into out of necessity.
Yeah.
But single facility, high point. A lot of our competitors are multi-facility.
Okay.
Which means you have to bring all the pieces and parts together to make the unit if you have multi-facility. So American made.
Yes.
Your president, Littlefield.
David. Yep.
Right. He's been on several around the country talking about important domestic jobs, keep them local. 250,000 jobs in the cabinetry industry.
Sure.
Right. What is the importance and impact? Two questions of American-made jobs to Drexel of 850 team members, right? And then you employ about 600.
Yeah, roughly 600.
Roughly 600,
Yes.
right? Buying a Marsh cabinet, what does that mean to American-made jobs? Why is that important?
Gosh.
And then twofold, how do you in High Point, North Carolina, on a custom job, guarantee our demanding lead times on time and in full that we get the product that we order? So again, American-made jobs, I know your president's really obsessed with keeping them local.
Right.
Why is that important? And then what does that mean really to keep our lead times down?
I think it's very important for manufacturing, just in general. I think for our economic base, it's very important to stay heavy in manufacturing. I think, the last 20 years, a lot of that time we were told, hey, manufacturing, insourcing, domestic manufacturing, that's just a way of the dodo bird. That's just not realistic. It is realistic, and it just equals jobs. And at any time an economy creates widgets and creates raw material, it takes raw material and turns it into something. That is just key for any civilization, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's very important for us to be vertically integrated. For us, it's a competitive advantage. Sourcing domestically, not just manufacturing domestically, but trying to source your supply chain as much domestically as you possibly can in an industry that's really tough. Steel is not very readily available in the United States. Lumber manufacturing is tough to source. Plywood is, there's not a lot of mills being outside of Drexel and what's going on in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
There's just not a lot of infrastructure being created for sure. And it's really important about jobs. I mean, there's a High Point hotbed of, it used to be called referred to as the capital of furniture. It's the furniture capital of the world. We have twice a year furniture market where all these manufacturers from across the world come, and they've invested in showrooms downtown, and twice a year people come from all over the world to come and kind of look at the new fashions of furniture. It used to be made there. It used to be made in the surrounding 3 or 4 counties. We're the largest wood manufacturing facility in Guilford County.
Fun fact, we purchased A.A. Lown Company in 2004, which is now our Kiel location. And Jonathan Lown, that was a furniture making company right here locally. So there's quite a few furniture making companies out of Sheboygan. I think it was the boats, the yachts. Richardson Furniture was there.
Okay.
Very high-end furniture. There's a port there, and then the lumber comes from Wisconsin, I believe. I believe that's how that all got started. But pretty heavy furniture-based area in our region as well.
Cool.
Yeah, kind of.
So we're very pro manufacturing. We think it's important. We think it's a big deal. We think it's a
pro-American manufacturing.
Pro-American manufacturing.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Sourced vertically, insourced in High Point. We just completed an expansion on our facility of a dimensional mill.
So if you're looking for an American-made cabinet, vertically integrated, which again it's a big deal. Like, they aren't getting pieces and parts from overseas and then assembling them here. In fact, and I'm going to get a little bashing some of the garage-built Amish custom makers in Wisconsin. They're buying those parts and pieces, those doors. They're buying online, shipping to their facility. The hinges are coming from overseas, right? So the only really sourcing of them here locally is maybe the hands that put them together, right? Where we're actually taking Drexel and Marsh are actually taking a lot of those raw ingredients here in the United States. Your kitchen is from the United States.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? So how is that important to the local builder to, again, bring a product from North Carolina to us? We do a tremendous amount of volume with you, which helps a lot of efficiencies, filling up our trucks, not paying for a lot of freight.
Yep.
I did the math on it before the meeting. We bought about, we were able to design, furnish, and help builders install and put in dream homes around 500 kitchens here in Wisconsin last year.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's about 2 every single working day. More than 1 a day, including Saturday and Sunday. So really 2 a day kitchens. And again, each one of them handcrafted by people in North Carolina, delivered by our team. A builder and remodeler in Wisconsin put them in. So how do you ensure that we get a good product?
Well, and so...
Well, Ken thought we were just going to talk about sports.
Well, you know,
I mean,
Growing up in
the
the South.
Masters is going on right now.
I told you we were going to
it's
be
tough
on
for a
today.
sales guy. I mean,
He's getting
I gotta remember,
yeah,
I'm
he's
a sales
squirreling.
guy
He's
here.
squirreling. He's squirreling. The sales guy's supposed to have all the answers.
Yeah. I do not have all the answers, and you'll find that if you haven't already figured that out, you
That's what
will in the
every
next
good
5
that's what every
minutes.
good salesman says.
Yeah, yeah.
So again, back to the question, really, how do you ensure that we get the product on time, in full, not damaged? What level of care do you take?
Well, trust in the process, right? I mean, 120 years of ingenuity, of craftsmanship, of culture. You know, there's some tried and true practices that we have developed that we probably take for granted, that we've inherited. That's a big deal. You know, it's you guys are manufacturers now. It's a learning curve, and there's always something that changes. There's always things that will change. You know, as we go and evolve, and you know, AI or automation. It's you know.
How do you guys kill the sacred cow? So it's 1906.
Yeah.
I mean, you're holding those values, that tradition, that Southern hospitality, and fancy swag, High Point, North Carolina,
High Point.
furniture capital of the world, right? High Point. How do you keep those traditions and that culture, but yet move into the modern world? There's sacred cows there. I know there are. There's sacred cows in our company. Joel said this once in 1997. Albert Fleischmann would have never, and it's totally outdated. A sacred cow just means you're idolizing something that doesn't any longer exist, and people are latching onto it. They don't even know why. I actually have a side story which I love. Can I tell it?
Please.
That's my podcast.
Have at it.
It's a story I used to tell a lot, and it's very related to the sacred cow. So there's a story about monkeys going up a ladder for bananas. Okay.
Oh, yep.
You've heard this one,
In the Blue
Jules?
Book, I think.
In the Blue Book, yeah.
Yeah.
I
read
think it's
it.
a very important story. Yeah, thank you for reading it.
You're welcome.
I think it's an important story, and I don't think we ever really talk about
No,
it
we
in
don't.
Drexel anymore,
No,
ever.
mm-mm.
But it's hidden in our little playbook when you start from, again, it probably should be removed.
Yeah.
It's probably a sacred cow not to remove it.
I'll take that note.
Yeah, you should. So so there's a bunch of monkeys in a lab, and they've got a huge pile of bananas on top of this ladder. And every time any monkey goes to get the bananas, huge water faucets come out. They get soaked, every single monkey in the room, right? So another monkey tries it, same thing. Another monkey tries it, same thing. So then, diabolically, they take one monkey out, put a new monkey in. Well, the new monkey sees the bananas, tries to get up there. What happens? Those other monkeys pull him down like, no touching the bananas. Eventually, they replace all the monkeys, and they shut off the water faucets. You think anybody ever touches the bananas? No, we don't go near the bananas. Why? I don't know, but
That's
no
what we've
bananas.
always done.
That's it.
So that's the way
it.
we've always done it. So I know at Marsh there's sacred cows. So do you have things that you put into, and I think one of your core values is discernment,
Discernment.
which is like a very strange core value, but discerning your sacred cows. And Ken's like, oh shit, the guy, yeah, AI's one.
Is that from Rosie too?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Discernment.
Where would I get your core values besides AI? Like, you think I'm like, I've never been to your
Website.
factory.
Well, which we've got to fix that.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to come.
I love that.
So yeah, well, especially High Point. I mean, look at
Okay.
me. So, anyways, how do you figure out what's a sacred cow? What did the founders want? What do we still do? Where's your gold standards there? How do you kill things? How do you move forward?
Another value is open-mindedness, and I think that kind of offsets maybe the sacred cows.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, we
And
have
we like to say, be curious, right? Stay
Yeah.
curious.
stay curious. I think what works for us is the fact that we have both a lot of old, a lot of history, a lot of legacy, but we also have a lot of new. We have a lot of automation. We have industry veterans that didn't spend 30 plus years at the same place, with folks that have been there for 30 years. I think there's that nice blend of outside, inside, true to backward viewing and forward looking. I think there's just a good blend of all of that, which helps us keep the sacred cows maybe not quite so sacred.
Well, I'd say over the last, so I've been repping for about 5 years now, and just to see the expansion that Marsh has done, you can tell walking in, it's traditional, it's old school, there's a lot of family value, everybody knows each other. Very cool. It's that warming feeling, but there was, on the output of the product, there was still a lot of missing things, and they took that feedback, they listened. I mean, when you look at what Drexel was asking for over the duration of the last, I'll just say for 5 years for myself, and you can break that down all by numbers, and I think there's 20, I'd say almost 30 different items that Drexel was specifically looking for that were missing within their lineup. So we were losing the business. Well, what does Marsh do? They go back, and within a 2-year window, I think it was 26 of the 30 items were checked off and added into our spec book, which then allows Drexel to sell the product better.
That did work.
And it worked.
And it works.
And so it's just cool to see that evolution and that willingness to grow, because they saw that there was a stagnant aspect to Marsh of that old school mentality, and it shifted. I can tell you that straight out.
It's a danger. It's a washout for sure. You cannot be too comfortable, and luckily, I think our industry is really pushing the envelope with just being so trend forward and trends and just ultra competitive out there, that if you're not going to do it, somebody's going to beat you to it. Absolutely.
Yeah, and one of the definitions of wisdom is realizing you don't know anything, and you have to relearn everything you thought you knew. And that probably took me till I was in my late 40s or early 50s to be like, that's 100% true. Everything I think I know probably needs to get relooked at through another lens.
That was a podcast I actually listened to from Adam Grant, who is like a organizational psychologist, and I think he has a book on rethinking. I know. But
big podcaster.
He's talking about like you hear the quote, the comparison is like the thief. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes.
And he's like, I actually don't believe that now. Like, I have rethought it as comparison can be a good thing if it's motivating you in a way to progress forward, this or that. So I was like, that's a good example right there.
If they're setting the standard for you, like that's my new standard. Right? If that person's lawn next door is driving you nuts, but it drives you to fertilize and do your thing, compete. There's nothing wrong with comparison and competition, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Healthy competition. No doubt.
Right.
For sure. Well, you just touched on trends. Are you good with us moving? Is Rosie good with that?
Jules, it's still your podcast. I'm in an emergency meeting with you, like, where am I at with this podcast?
So you guys...
No, you'll start using, again,
absolutely.
You'll start using AI for the podcast.
Of course
and
I will.
It'll take your intuition and your connection with people. It'll just take you to a higher place. It just levels you up. Right? It doesn't replace the human connection. It doesn't replace who you are. Even the way that I'm feeding the data into AI... And my Rosie Rose, right? It makes me unique.
For sure.
And it's kind of like Google. It didn't make everybody a genius.
No.
Right.
Technically it did, but it technically didn't, right? And I think AI will exist in the same avenues. Not everyone's going to use it in the creative, thoughtful, data approach methods that others will. And somebody's going to use it much more intuitively than other people. Just like Google. Google didn't make everybody, doesn't give everyone an ACT score of 36, right?
Certainly not.
So anyways, Jules, keep going.
Did you have a thought on that?
No.
Okay, I thought your eyes lit up there.
Well, I've just got a question about the use of AI, because I certainly you're much further along than I am on a personal basis. But is there a fear or a concern about intellectual property being taken? Like, are you contributing or donating what you're doing with AI, and somebody else could maybe in the
grand scheme of things.
In the grand scheme of things, be able to.
Yeah, and I even doing the podcast and sharing these thoughts, am I helping the competition? One, they have to listen, then B, they have to use it, and C, they have to implement it.
Yeah.
Everyone's got ideas. I can listen to it. I can go home tonight and listen to 74 podcasts.
Right.
Doesn't mean, I can tell Jake over here is just a buffed up guy, right? You got to be a CrossFitter or something.
I'm not.
Yeah, but
just work out though.
Yeah, he works out.
Yeah. Oh, he works out.
Yeah, right? So again, you could pick his brain all night. Does that mean you're going to start working out, Ken?
Well, wait a minute. You're assuming that I don't? What? Wait a minute.
I did
Like
offer it
Jake
tomorrow morning.
is.
I did offer it.
Like
He did
Jake.
offer it. See?
Okay. Okay.
But you know what I'm saying?
Good point.
So
Good
again,
point.
am I helping the greater good of the world?
Good analogy.
And would
Sure.
could somebody in the government figure out who I am? They can already hunt me down
Yeah.
and search me out.
Right.
I'm already a dead man walking. If we have a phone or a credit card or a SIM card. So, and I am conspiracy theory that way, but it is what it is, and I don't think there's any going back for.
Well, there's
That
no
you
going
think
back.
that
Oh my
somehow, I'm going to keep all my
Yeah.
world's info close to my best, and the government and the others won't know who I am.
Right.
They already know. Like, they already got my face. Like, when you go to TSA, they already got your face 1,000 times.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, so that can be used somewhere.
Sure. Yeah.
So I guess to me, I kind of pass that.
Yeah.
Right? Like the data that I'm putting in, which is very sensitive and private. One, where's it going to go? B, who's going to use it? And if they do it for bad things, our whole country, society's going to be real messed up at that point. And I'm sitting with the M16 up north anyway. 30 at 6 to be fair. I already got a bunch of those, right? So yeah, I'm already living off the grid when that happens anyway. So what's the difference?
I've personally been using it within Gemini because that's within our Google Workspace too,
Yeah,
which
right.
is better than just
Yeah.
hanging out on ChatGPT.
Supposedly, and Grok
Supposedly.
really
Yeah.
if I had to trust anyone, it would really
Sure.
be Elon's system with Grok.
Yeah.
Just going down that avenue. So.
Sure. Well, trends.
That's awesome.
Let's
Yes.
get back to trends.
All right,
so,
get back to kitchen trends.
yeah,
Cabinet
kitchen is the heart of the
trends.
home, right?
It is the heart of the home.
You guys were a premier sponsor for our Grand Expo back in January. Your booth was
Seemingly
amazing.
like 20 years ago. Life
I
was
know.
It seems
so
only 3 months ago.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
seems
know.
decades ago.
For sure.
Gosh,
so
I'm
booth
still
was amazing.
I'm still not sobered up, but
Yeah.
I'm getting it.
Or thawed out for that matter.
Yeah.
It was wicked cold.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
So
Yeah.
cold.
Welcome to Wisconsin.
Oh,
That was
That was cold even for us.
Oh,
negative
more-
negative 20.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a day.
The frozen tundra was
It was
a little
cool.
extra.
It was awesome.
Yeah. So, what did you guys take away from that experience? The trends, right? And also IBS and one more that
KBIZ?
KBIZ,
Yeah,
thank you.
KBIZ IBS in Orlando
so-
last month.
The detailed question that
Go
I
ahead.
want to get to
Yeah, go ahead.
off of yours. So
Okay.
answer Jules first.
Sure.
B, if I'm building a spec home. I'm building a home to sell here in Wisconsin, which would typically be a 3-bedroom ranch, starter to maybe just ahead of a starter home, maybe a baby boomer coming down, right? What would I, tell me exactly what I should be using trend-wise. Door style, species,
All right.
paint or stain.
Tall. Everything's going tall. So if you can get cabinets to the ceiling, which
To the ceiling cabinets.
trend forward is that stack cabinet, which is what we just
Tall ceilings for sure.
Just released.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So
If
tall
your
ceilings
builder
with the
will allow
cabinets to
you,
the ceiling.
yes, cabinets to the ceiling.
Just because of the visual, or where does
just
that come from?
it extends it. It extends it.
It just gives you
makes
that wow factor.
It gives you the wow factor, and
It's
there's
gonna add price. It's gonna add price. Or
it,
not-
it would add
it's gonna-
price.
Yeah.
It would add price.
Because you got a whole row of cabinets here, and you're never gonna use them.
I don't know about
They're just
Wisconsin, but I know that there are the floor plans are turning to taller ceilings.
Yep.
10-foot ceilings are really big right now, and at least in the southeast.
Sure.
So there's a lot of that.
No, I mean, again, whatever comes from the east and the west is gonna end up
Yeah.
here.
Sure,
And that
sure.
used to be a decade later, as you know, but now that's within a season we have what those trends are. So
At least 30
10-foot
days.
ceilings,
10-foot
cabinets
ceilings.
to the ceiling.
Cabinets
Let's
to the
talk-
ceilings.
Let's just go slowly, then talk species.
Yep.
something other than shaker now.
Something
We're starting
other
to
than
see
shaker.
And shaker
Yes.
means what to us?
Shake slab.
Jules,
Yes.
like, are you
Yep.
asking it to me, right? What shaker look mean?
Shaker look. It's basically a recessed door with a frame. It's like a craftsman
Sure.
look, right?
Mission,
Craftsman
mission,
look.
craftsman.
Mission craftsman.
Yeah.
Been in vogue for, gosh, it's such a long run. How long?
20 years.
It's got
Oh
to
my
be
gosh.
15 to 20.
Okay.
15 easy.
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 Yeah,
And
20,
and
26.
white.
Well, it's
And
the
white.
white
Easy.
shaker. So
White
everybody-
shaker.
Now it's
Yeah.
shifting.
It is shifting. It's shifting away from a little bit on door style. So we kind of believe that there's three things that kind of that drive fashion. It's color, and then it's SKU and designability, and then the last is really door style, because you just see door styles just don't trend as quickly, right? So, but the door style is trending now because it's just been so long that it's been shaker. Modified shaker has been kind of.
What does that mean?
Modified shaker meaning that the outside's still a square edge, but you've got just a kind of a little more ornate, different interior profile, just to give that little bit of that extra little decorative edge to it. We've got 2 nice ones, three. One of which Drexel was very important to develop, which was Pinehurst.
Okay.
Our standard or traditional reveal cabinet, not your full overlay, but your partial overlay, kind of entry price point cabinet.
Overlay is how much it overlays the cabinet.
That is
itself,
correct.
Right? So full
You'll see
overlay,
some face
they
frame.
actually
Face
are.
frame
You'll see that face frame,
Okay.
which I actually recommend, because when you do full overlay, you're going to struggle with the margins.
Yes.
And the installation is very unforgiving.
It is.
So and then also you have to have a cabinet handle.
Yep.
Which can cost something, and more work and more labor. It's a style you're looking for. With a partial overlay, you can use your fingers and grab it if you wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
And in doorways and getting clearances
Correct.
from door jams.
Okay.
Is another good way of having
I wouldn't
partial
recommend
overlay.
full overlay unless you gravitate towards that look.
Yep.
Seeing that face it helps the installer quite a bit.
Okay.
And we are one of the very few manufacturers out there that offer a modified shaker in that partial overlay. So Pinehurst.
So you would
Check
go.
it out.
So like let's walk it down.
Yep.
You would recommend currently go to the ceiling with your cabinets, Pinehurst door style,
Yep.
partial overlay,
Partial overlay.
and now we've missed the fun stuff, the paint
Color.
and the
Yep.
colors.
Paint and the colors, yeah.
First stain or paint.
Well, that's a good question. It's still a lot paint out there.
Okay.
Paint is still king, but it's starting to give way to stain again,
Lighter stains.
which
That's
is
a
good.
big trend
Light
right
stains with a little bit of texture, maybe some oak. Our oak partial overlay Pinehurst door
So
is
oak,
fantastic.
and we talk about light painted. You're talking more bleached out, whitewashed, or you're talking more just lighter blonde color, I guess I would call it.
a
What are you talking
blondie
about, like,
color. A blondie
blonde.
color, I would
So
say.
like late 80s for us oldies.
A little bit, yeah. Early 90s. That's
Almost
right.
grab
Yes,
it.
yes.
Not that ugly.
I have a cottage. I have a little cottage that's from the 90s. So if
Okay.
I just gotta wait like 7 more years, we're gonna be right.
You're
back
gonna be right
inside.
back.
Right,
Just
right.
hold strong.
With
Yeah.
wood edge countertops.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
There's wood edge
Oh,
countertops.
yes.
Yep,
Green-
absolutely.
Green wood edge countertops. That's what it has.
Absolutely.
It's got
That
bright brass and
Take
it
golden
back.
oak. You know, so-
honey oak floors. That's right.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
great.
Yep, yep. So
Okay.
lighter, potentially even oak. So really that traditional wood, lots of grain.
For sure.
Very different than that maple painty.
Yes.
So that's super trendy.
It is super trendy.
And paint's still there, but not. Let's talk about not so much white, not so much gray.
Yes,
It's-
yeah,
it's
definitely not so much gray. Gray is certainly seeing a decline a little bit.
And like an epic decline.
Yeah.
It's going fast.
See what happens, I think,
It's going
way
fast.
different in 2026, AI included, digital and stuff, TikTok. The buzz starts so much quicker.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden it's out there and you read something like gray's going out, you're like, don't gray. But that used to take maybe a decade for that to
Like white.
filter
White
through.
took that
Yeah.
long. 'Cause that's
Yeah.
been shifting out, I'd say, for 3 years.
Right.
You can start seeing that
Yeah.
decline.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
And I think
gray was kind of felt like more of a harder step.
Because that was so trendier, I think.
Right.
You know, like to me, white's so traditional. There's always going to
Right.
be a certain market share that always wants white. It's easy. It blends with everything. Like I don't think white's ever going to go away.
No.
Right.
But gray, I think it could just go away. Because I remember when gray trended in, a decade ago. The first time I heard it, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. That's psycho. That's crazy.
Right.
It's like right now the black on black windows. Like if you'd have thought of that 10 years ago, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that's goofy. That's a commercial window. Now that's super trendy. But so what paint colors are trending in, or what colors are trending
So
in?
the green family, anything in the green family is really
Okay.
big. So
Is that the calming effect?
Yes, it has a.
I love me
calming
some
effect.
color psychology.
That's right. Yes. So not blue. Blue was there for a little while. I mean, blue was big.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 years ago.
Those are islands in your kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah, they get
They
more
were
of a
nice
white-
accent.
more of an
white-
accent.
There was
piece.
more of an
Yes.
accent. There was an
Okay.
accent
All
piece.
time.
Same with our kiosk manufacturer. We don't offer blue
Yeah.
because that would be
It's just too trendy.
it's too trendy on a door and trim package, right? Like that's still classic colors.
Right. Right.
So what colors? The
So,
green.
so it's greens,
Greens.
light greens, sage green.
Yeah,
We've
sages
got
are really in. And then we're all calming colors because everyone's so stressed
calming
out.
colors.
Post-COVID stress. What's
Well-
your? But let Jules speak a little psychology.
No, I mean,
No, you're good at that. So like, I really
Well,
want you to tell.
because I'm thinking like the kitchen, right? Like could be a lot of chaos, right? But I mean, I think the calming sense of like, I read that in your, or just listened to it in your, that's like where you're making memories, right? And you want to bring like the home is the safe place. Calm. That just was what makes me think of.
Yeah, again, when people gather, it's going to be on your
Yeah.
kitchen counter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? And that's,
No doubt.
That's the gathering space. It always has been. But I do think there's something bigger picture to that of in 2026, post-COVID,
Yes. Yeah.
people have never
Sure.
been this stressed out,
Mm-hmm.
distracted by AI and a
Yeah.
million other things, where you want to
Mhm.
enter that safe zone,
Yes.
which would literally lead even to the oak, the traditional.
Mhm.
I want comfort. I want it to look and feel like my church.
Yeah.
Even the coming back to churches, right?
Sure.
I just read online.
Mm-hmm.
I think Catholic churches, they said they were up 38% on Easter, with mostly young folks.
Wow.
But they're calling something higher from the distractions of the world. It's a wonderful
Yeah,
thing. And
absolutely.
I mean, the war rages on between good and evil, right? And good's going to win eventually, but those demons are coming for us. So the culminant effect in the kitchen,
I love that.
I think it's probably a real thing, and it's a really good angle for a spec house builder, a multifamily builder,
Yeah.
somebody that's not doing a custom selection for a homeowner, because they'll make their own selections. If you're making selections on a homeowner's behalf, I think it's a great mindset to be like, we want to have this thing calm and cool as possible. Like I've always said, a master
Yes.
to me, a master bathroom even should feel like a spa.
Yep.
I think there should be like wood, and I'm a wood guy, but like wood tone components. Right, because I just think wood is still that bubbling water wood. But I'm a wood guy. I'm old
Yeah.
school, right?
Sure,
but
sure.
They get that some wood tones in there, which is always difficult in a bathroom.
Yeah.
But
Well, it wasn't too long ago. You had a lot of on your cabinet designs. Your wall
Yeah,
cabinets
all
would
over.
stagger up
Yeah.
and down, up and
Yeah.
down. I think because of that calming effect, you see a lot more linear
Yeah.
designs.
Would that
You
also
don't
mean
see
Simplicity.
that as much.
Would
Yeah.
that also mean the standalone shelf, which was
Yeah.
a real hot trend for a couple of years?
Still
is that
there.
phasing out, or is that coming back, or is that kind of just where it is? Where it is?
I think it's still
Yeah.
pretty strong right now.
I still think that's a goofy
open
thing.
shelving.
Yeah.
Yeah, the open shelving.
Open
but again,
shelving.
that does speak to Granny's kitchen. But open shelving
does.
just seems like another stress point I don't need.
Yeah.
Although if that leads to a simplification of your kitchen pantry as well, because if like I'm displaying it, that means glass open doors, right?
Sure.
That you can see inside your cabinets. Like I guess maybe if you don't have so much Tupperware,
Right.
and there's a simplified
Yeah.
cabinetry list.
Yep.
Butler's pantry is still popular.
Butler
If you can afford
pantries
it.
very popular.
So what that means is,
Messy kitchens are very popular.
and what does that mean?
A messy kitchen on your more luxury
Yeah.
floor plans, you have your kitchen, and then you have a
It's like a
walk-through
prep space.
pantry.
That's what I call
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Butler's
Yes.
pantry,
A
which you call
butler's
the
pantry. Okay, a
mess
butler.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So it takes all your appliances
They're calling
off
it
the counter,
discovery
right?
kitchen
Yes.
now, or a messy
Yeah.
kitchen.
Yes.
Right.
Which
So
that
you
makes-
actually cook and you hide your food and your prep
Yes.
outside of the real your
Also the
your,
calming
your
effect.
fake kitchen,
Yes.
and you do all the hard
And
stuff.
I think that is because of
behind
the
scenes.
influence of air fryers and the 20,
Oh, yeah.
25 small kitchen appliances that are
Yep.
actually really
That
awesome.
I've seen on
But
TVs.
where the hell do you put them, and how?
Yeah.
And it doesn't. And again, all clutter, which drives me personally
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Right? You got your blender out, then you got your espresso machine, then you got your air fryer, then you got this, and then you got that, and then you got your toaster. So the messy kitchen, where people are, I think due to the internet and YouTube, myself included. My wife Pam, shout out to her, would agree. When I cook, which is normally on Sundays, I put on a show. I mean, I'm 17 ingredients in, right?
Yeah.
When it says dice the garlic, I don't buy diced garlic. I'm dicing
Yes,
the garlic.
yes,
Absolutely.
Right? And I
Sure.
got all
Sure.
the spices. And I'm smoking it, and then I'm searing it, and then I got the side, and Ziki sauce. I'm making my homemade. So I got a messy kitchen.
A
right?
messy.
I destroy that SOB, right? Like nothing. But only, like, I could never do that off of Grandma's recipe with a hand card.
Sure.
Right, I can AI, and I do use it. Rosie Rose to make that for me. She makes my grocery list. She makes it all up. Tells me how to prep it. I actually even believe in
Really?
work backwards. Say I want to have dinner at 5:30. Walk me backward, Rosie. She'll say start cutting the veggies at 2:30. Marinate at 1:30.
Just took meal
And
prep
I'll say-
into a whole new
I'll-
level.
Yeah, I'll say make my grocery list. She goes go shop for this, get this
Yeah.
and this, and then she's like blend this and this, and then at 4:20 you do this. At 4:50 put your grill to 4:30, then let it sit for 7 minutes, and you can serve everything promptly at 5:30. So at 2 o'clock, I'm like, well, I got to start cutting the veggies, you know. So all that stuff I think has helped a lot with the messy kitchen.
Yeah. Well, and Jake, you did a lot of flipping and remodeling. That was kind of a side hustle, right?
That's how we got into it.
Exactly. Yeah. And back to your story.
Odd happenstance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in sales really my whole life, and then I always found a hobby watching my dad grow. You know, growing up with my dad, he always worked on everything. Wouldn't hire out. Would figure it out, and then he would do it so it was exactly the way it's supposed to be. So I got to watch him. I was lucky, and flipped our own house, and that was room by room, and we didn't have money. Learned a lot, messed up a lot. Nonetheless, it catapulted us to buy another house and flip that one, and then then that house actually got us the money to finish our kitchen, which was the first cabinet job I actually did. So this was 8 years ago.
Full circle.
And the only reason I got into this was because I was missing a door for my order. And that ended up being, I connected with the rep who I took over for, Bruce, and I've talked to him every day since, and was able to come in.
Because you needed one door for your completed
kitchen. I couldn't get a hold of the dealer I was working with.
Which speaks to the advantages of a national manufacturer.
Absolutely.
Because of parts and pieces, things happen. Kids will hang on doors, will either, bust up a hinge or beat up a door. You need to replace it. You can replace it, but from a stock or a manufactured cabinet.
So then I ended up leaving my sales job that I had and took a leap of faith under Bruce, and
here we are.
Here I am. And now I'm a rep, and I still get to go out and do the service calls for Drexel. I think again that's another advantage that they have. You hate to say there's issues with cabinets, but unfortunately there's issues with everything. So I can connect with the team, go out to the job sites, and try to make it smooth for everybody. So I take what I learned and apply it, outside of the sales aspect.
And what color is in your kitchen right now?
We did pebble.
Okay.
And
a neutral paint.
And then did a graphite stain, so it's a little bit more of a.
It's a gray stain.
I love it. It kind of matches with everything. So that's what we did throughout the whole house. So the only painted is the perimeter. The rest is all stained product throughout the whole house. We're like stained.
Yes, stain's certainly having a comeback, which is good. It's about time.
And with kids, stain tends to show less things. Where everybody get painted and it chips, and you're like.
I love the wood grain aspect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, big fan of it.
Well, before we get to Billboard, one big takeaway from Expo or these?
For sure. I mean, we first off, we were very honored to be asked to participate in this year's Expo, and we always get something out of it every time we participate. And I think this show, we had a larger space. We had a lot more attention and visitors to our booth. We showcased our 6 new paints that came out with the Trend Forward collection. Speaking of trends, and it was very well received, and just great exposure. Being able to meet Drexel's customers and just have conversations and find out what they're looking for, so that we can kind of bring that back and try to help come up with product that fits the bill up here in Wisconsin. So
well, it was nice too, just to meet the builders, and say thank you. Because we don't really get that opportunity. It's kind of they buy the product, you guys buy the product, or get it from us, and then you deliver it to the job site. So we don't get that interaction. So
it's great to see your customers.
It was nice.
Yeah,
it is so good.
Nothing beats that connection for sure. Yeah. Well, guys, we're getting to that time. I know we stretched it, but
we did stretch it.
We're coming to the Billboard message,
right.
And I'll let you each have one because that's important. What's on your heart? What's on your billboard? It can be personal or professional. Any mantra? It could be anything. It could even just be a picture.
Well, I'll go first.
Yeah.
Our tagline is enduring partnerships, and we take that approach really with our employees, with our company history, especially with our customers and our vendors, and it's just really partnerships are really key. It's the key fabric for success, for longevity. Partnerships are very important, And as a company, we're very focused on partnerships, and with Drexel being a very good partner for Marsh these last few years, and the things that we've kind of worked and collaborated with. I mean, you, as much as we hope we help you, you have helped us tremendously with asks, with product needs, and it has really made us a better company and a vendor. So we really do appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. I love the word endure. You know?
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
It just lengthens that relationship. It does feel good. Good
For
work.
sure.
Thank you.
For sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
What you got, Jake? Take us home.
Boy, takes home. Oh boy, should have left Ken for last. No, I guess from my aspect, it's a say as you do as you say, and that will build a relationship and trust down the line. And I think, in my realistically, the short time I've been in the cabinetry world, I've been able to watch that directly happen between Marsh and Drexel, and I'm very proud of it.
Yeah.
You'd be shocked to hear how many people think I work for Drexel.
Yeah. Yep.
You guys are a huge component of my day to day.
The blue looks good on you.
And no, but it is
Good work.
It's,
Yeah.
It's you follow through, you're going to build that trust, and I mean, look at the relationship we've been able to build. We're one of the few remaining, and I'm very proud of that. I feel like we've all played a big part in that.
Yeah, and say that one more time, the Billboard. What did you say exactly?
Say as you do as you say.
Right, and that's great, because at Drexel, a lot we've been using lately that we picked up somewhere was promises made, promises kept.
Yeah.
So we have promise makers, which are our sales force, and the rest of us are simply promise keepers.
Yeah.
Right, and the number of them are important, right? So we got to make sure our sales staff, the promises they're making, they are trained and developed in our monthly training. And experts of what they do and what they say to our customers from the beginning all the way through the warranty process of what promises are they making. And then the rest of us have to keep up to that promise as a keeper. And you met a bunch of our manufacturing staff today, and they were so happy to meet you. We're all from supply to pickers to loaders to our HR team, our people and talent team. There's so many people here. We're simply the promise keepers, the rest of us. So thank you for that, because that means important. That's important to us.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for the gift of your time.
You bet.
Cheers.
Thank
Thank you for
Cheers.
Thank you for listening or watching our podcast that went way over today. Thank you for all for number 165.
Yeah. Peace and
and
love.
We out.
Signing out.